A very good morning to all of you, respected deans, and all my dear colleagues. Um, I thank you for giving me this opportunity to present among you on the tips to elevate the digital eye strain. I am Ms. Nayan Gupta, Assistant Professor at Department of Optometry, Chitkara School of Health Sciences. Present to you the top tips that we can, practice in our day-to-day activities to eliminate the digital eye strain. As we all know that we are digitalized, we are onto our laptops, digital screens for more than 6 to 8 hours a day, and there is no possibility that we can escape ourselves from the digital devices, right? So it is very important that we do take care of our eye health as well. So and being an optometrist, I feel this is a very important topic, as I could briefly explain to you very short and crisp measures that you can definitely take at your workstation. You can practice them in your day-to-day life. So I have a poll question for all of you. Like every year, second Thursday of October is celebrated as. You could just scan this link, or you could just type into a Google Chrome as slido.com and enter the code 8943, and you would be able to attempt this poll question. So every year, second Thursday of October is celebrated as World Students Day, World Sight Day, World Malaria Day, or the Eye Safety Day. So very rightly, today is the second Thursday of October, and it is celebrated as World Sight Day. World Sight Day, the most important advocacy and communications day in the eye health calendar. It is today, 8th October. And right to sight, the right to sight was this issue was launched in 1999, heading towards Vision 2020 to promote a world where there is no visual impairment. There are people who we can prescribe them glasses, we can prescribe them contact lenses, we can prescribe various eye equipments, eye aids to prevent blindness. So IAPB, International Agency of Prevention of Blindness, and WHO collaboratively work towards this mission, Hope in Sight, and a very happy World Sight Day to all of you. On this note, let me proceed to the main topic for today, which is about the digital eye strain. You must be wondering, what is this digital eye strain? Digital eye strain is basically derived from the condition previously known as the computer vision syndrome. You know, the people who are working on computers for long working hours without any breaks, a lot of pressure, mental stress, fatigue, and restless nights, no proper sleep. So this combination of all these things was termed as computer vision syndrome. But as we have evolved now in this century, we are not only using a desktop or a computer or a laptop, personal computer, but definitely we are using our mobile phones, Android mobile phones. We are using different tablets and various other gadgets, right? So hence the more apt term would be digital eye strain rather than computer eye strain, because your mobile phone can also cause you eye strain. Digital eye strain is basically a condition which is characterized by the visual disturbance, ocular discomfort. So any visual or ocular discomfort that is caused to you by your digital device would be a digital eye strain. This stress, if you are working today for 8 hours, definitely I will not say that you are suffering from digital eye strain, but definitely if you over a period of time, if you go and continuously keep working this for more than 3 or 4 months, definitely you are going to end up in a trouble, and that could be a digital eye strain as well. The wide diversity of digital devices brings with it a wide range of working distances. So we use our mobile phones maybe at 40 centimeters, maybe at 50 centimeters, or maybe very close to our face. We use a desktop, maybe sitting on a couch, maybe sitting on a table. So the working distance at which we are working on with a computer screen is going to change. The font size, the WhatsApp may have a different font, while using LinkedIn, we might have a different font size, right? So font size also contributes to a very significant impact on our eyes. Then definitely the viewing angle. Are we viewing straight? Are we viewing with a tilted head? What is the viewing angle that we are viewing the digital device? Light intensity. Am I studying in a dark room, in a well illuminated room, or I'm studying in a sunlight? So what is the intensity of the light nearby me, and how is the contrast? So I will take you to this, how we can prevent and how we can take few small measures to, keep our eyes healthy and prevent this digital eye strain. So as I told that we are evolved, we are using various digital gadgets, PlayStations, personal computers, mobile phones, touch tablets, and lot more. So this is all going to lead to the digital eye strain, definitely. Now, I have another poll question for all of you. Do you really experience any of these related eye symptoms? So you can again go back to the slido.com, enter the code for the room as 8943, and you can tick all the eye symptoms that you are experiencing. Are you experiencing dry eyes? Are you experiencing headache, neck pain, blurred vision, watering, or red eyes? So here I can see that most of you are experiencing blurred vision, which is followed by neck pain, watering, dry eyes, headache, and red eyes. So definitely this session could be helpful for you. And I would definitely say that if you could follow, at least 2 or 3 of these tips today, what we are discussing, definitely these symptoms are going to get reduced. Moving ahead, not only you, but 90% of the people who are working primarily on computers, they report for eye strain. They report eye-related symptoms. Definitely, yes, 90%. A survey which was conducted, they say that 7 out of 10 people in American millions experience digital device-related eye fatigue. So definitely, we could also be one of the person, we could be one who is facing the same issue. 75% of the adults in their 20s are using more than one device, more than one device. Definitely, we are using a mobile phone and laptop, surely. Apart from it, we must be using a digital tablet, or, a lot of digital devices that we, in this era, since the lockdown has come into and we have shifted to the online teaching. So definitely we are using more than one device, and we are working more than 6 to 8 hours continuously with the screen. So what are the contributing factors that is going to cause you this digital eye strain? This could be the extended use of digital devices. Extended use, I mean to say here that if you are using a digital device 6 hours in a day, and after you're continuously using 6 hours in a day, continuously means without any break, in 6 hours, you're continuously stressing onto your computer screen. And you are doing the same activity for the another, 15 days, 20 days, 1 month, 3 months, so on. That would be, we will call that extended use of digital device. If I'm going to use a digital device and I'm going to take intermittent breaks, means I am going to get off my screen after half an hour, 1 hour, do some physical exercise, or do some paperwork for 1 hour, and then come back again to my digital device, that will definitely not be the extended use of digital device. Then second important aspect is the exposure of bright light. So if I'm exposed to a bright light, if I am keeping my illumination at 100%, the phone illumination, the laptop illumination, my room is well illuminated, lit, it is going to cause me some amount of eye glare. Glare means, the unwanted light that is entering my eye, and that is going to cause the, I hope we all know about the retina, where the image is formed. So that is going to cause the disturbances to the retinal cells, and that is going to cause the eye fatigue. The third important aspect is that long periods of activity that demand focus and concentration. So if I am continuously doing a near work that is demanding more of focus and concentration, it is contributing to the digital eye strain. And the last important point here is straining to see in dim lighting. We definitely, before going to bed, after switching off the light, we again switch to our mobile phones, just check our WhatsApp, just check our social media, and then go to sleep. Is that a good right habit? Let me tell you about that in further slides. So after all this, what do we complain of? Very frequently, people, I am sure 90% of you complain of headache, eye strain, and fatigue. So when we are following the wrong practices, definitely these are going to come into picture. Headache is going to come, eye strain would be there, fatigue would be there. The person might have dry eyes. The person might have double vision, blurred vision. Double vision means you're going to see two objects after long concentrating for longer hours on the near task. If you're not using the correct spectacles, means if the doctor has prescribed you with some power and you're not using it, or maybe you're using the wrong prescription, means the wrong spectacle power, definitely those are the factors which are going to cause you the eye fatigue. So this is a very nice table that I would like to share with you all, which talks about the digital screen related symptoms. So there are various devices, as I told previously also. We are using handheld smartphones, tablets. We are using laptops. So the screen is different, right? The phone screen is, maybe a 6-inch screen, whereas the laptop screen ranges from 13 to 14 inches. So there is a lot of difference in the screen also that is going to cause you symptoms, okay? So another important factor would be the blink rate. So how blinking, and if I'm using a contact lenses, that is a substitute for spectacles, not a substitute, I would say, means another type of refractive correction. If you have spectacles, you don't prefer to wear spectacles, you can definitely switch to contact lenses also. So most of us might be using contact lenses and we are not blinking. So when we are continuously looking at our computer screen in search or in the wait of the next command, we usually tend to blink less. So these factors are going to cause, there are a lot of ocular, in the third level of this table, these are all the ocular findings. These are more of technical terms. However, I would like to move on to the symptoms. So the symptoms could be the tired eyes, the glare, which is caused by the digital screen, the neck pain, shoulder pain, tired eyes, dryness, itchiness, redness. So these are all the very common symptoms that we are talking about. So now, do you think that reading from a textbook and reading a digital ebook, is that same or is that different, and which is good for your eye health? Definitely, I would like to say that these two are the different entities. A textbook is far different from a digital device, because a digital device has a screen illumination. It has various image pixels in that, which is going to affect your eyes, whereas a textbook doesn't have so. A textbook usually comes with a black and white font, which is of maybe of 14 or 12 font size, and that is very much easily readable to all of us. So these are definitely the two different entities that we talk about. So there is a different, definitely there are some pros and cons for the digital devices. I would not say that, stop using a digital device because you are developing a digital eye strain. So what are the basic pros that we are facing for the digital device? Maybe we have a good connectivity, we have good communication speed, versatile working, learnings are redefined, quality of the work is stored, and so if we can preserve lots and lots of information without the bulk of papers and stuff like that, these are portable. Definitely, but there are issues like data security, social isolation, work overload, manipulation of the media, and plagiarism and the copyrights. However, we can work on all of these, but there is one important disadvantage as well of the digital device that we are talking today, is the digital eye strain. So definitely these two are not same; these are different. So now I have a question for you again. You can join at slido.com with the code 8943. Can you spend a day without a digital device? Just think and can you really spend a day without a digital device, without your phone, without your laptop? Is that really possible? Okay, so we have a very varying response here. 67% of this people say that they can spend a day without a digital device. Oh, now it changed to 50-50. So 50% of the people can definitely spend a day without a digital device, and 50% of not. Fine. Now, as we are completely digitalized, even sitting in a one room, we will text each other that pass me this, or we will send some emojis, we will send some messages. So and if I would say that go for a digital detox, where I would say that do not use the digital device in once in a week. So maybe a Sunday, maybe a Saturday, when you can completely cut off your digital device, not completely for 24 hours, but yes, likely if you can completely cut off to the digital device for at least 3 hours in a week, that would really help. So definitely when most of the time we cannot cut the hours, we can move to the good habits, or we can change change our habits. So what are the main tips that we can incorporate in our lifestyle to prevent this digital eye strain? This could be ergonomics, a very important term. Ergonomics, how we are sitting at our workplace, where I'm going to keep my computer screen, how long I'm going to work for at the same task, how frequently I'm going to switch my task. Then the important second factor could be the refractive error. Refractive error, the spectacle correction or the contact lens correction that we are wearing. So, are we wearing the correct one? Are we really wearing it or not? Are we facing any difficulty with that refractive correction? And are we going to the correct optometrist or the ophthalmologist for the eye checkup? That's very important. And moving ahead, how do we manage the eye dryness? So most of us, we complain that I'm getting dryness. You tend to rub your eyes. You get, you sometimes, do not blink, and you just feel like irritated, sore eyes. So that is, that are the factors about the manage, like how we will manage the dry eyes. Then improving blink rate. How we can improve the blink rate? Are there any filters? Nowadays, a lot of optical industry portray that use a blue filter to prevent the blue light which is coming from your computer screen or maybe a mobile phone. So are we preventing that? Are we using the correct filter? And are our eating habits correct? And are we sleeping on time? Are we taking a good sleep of 7 to 8 hours? Are we taking intermittent sleep, or my sleep is continuous? Am I disturbed during my sleep? So all these factors, somewhere contribute, bits and parts contribute to the digital eye strain. So the most important, as I told, the ergonomics. What are the four important components for ergonomics? Are the appropriate lighting, positioning of the digital device, screen parameters, and intermittent breaks. So appropriate lighting, if you could see this first picture over here, you can find that uh, overhead room illumination is always recommended for a correct, overhead means the illumination which is the lightning which is coming from top of the ceiling, like which is from the top, which is at the top of the ceiling, which is over your head. No, the lightning should not be like, it is coming directly into your eyes in front of you, or maybe it is coming from the side. If there is a window where the natural light enters your room, make sure that when you are using your computer screen, you are using a curtain or some roller checks, so that the unwanted glare or unwanted light that is falling onto your computer screen is not going to cause you any eye strain. That is another important aspect that you should follow. Also ensure that if you have an air conditioned in your room, that air condition should not be in front of you, directly on your face. Uh, the air of that AC should not directly enter your eyes, should not directly hit your face. So that is important factor here that we should consider in our workplace. These are very small modifications that we all can do. Okay, if according to the display screen equipment DSC workstation checklist, this is one of the authentic and gold standard checklists that are used at offices, most of the offices. So they say that they have a certain questionnaire guidelines that will talk about the keyboard, how your keyboard should be placed. The keyboard should not have some angle. It should be put flat on the table. That is what is recommended. Moving to the second one is the mouse and the trackball. So how are you going to use your mouse? Are you going to place it far away from you? That is going to cause you the strain at your neck, definitely. So try putting your hand nearer to your, closer to your body, and flat on the table. Do not, if you are, they are definitely, most of us are using laptops. Try preferring using a mouse rather than the trackpad, because there is some amount of bend on your wrist when you use a trackpad. So that bend will cause you fatigue in your arm and the wrist, and that is sometimes referred to as the carpal tunnel syndrome. So not going into the more technical terms. Also, if your workplace should be very much clean, not like overloaded with papers and you are just sitting, at the edge of the chair and struggling to find out what you need to do. So make your workstation much more organized, well equipped. That will really help. Another important thing is what font size I am using on my screen. Okay, am I using a very bad contrast or a good contrast? What is the font size? That should also be considered. Now, setting up your workplace. So have a chair which is having a backrest and an armrest. Do not prefer sitting on a chair without a backrest or an armrest for longer hours when you are working when you are in your office hours. Okay. Prefer to have your feet resting flat on the floor, or you can use some footrest. Do not keep your feet hanging in the air. Okay, the feet should rest flat on the ground or on a footrest. Do not keep them hanging in the air. Also make sure that you have a chair which has an adjustable height, so that if you are shorter heighted and your legs are not going to fit it, you are able to you're able to have a footrest, or you're able to adjust your chair height. Now, another important thing is that your tilt of the screen. Maintain the tilt of the screen, that should be 10 to 20 degrees and should be at your eye level. Okay, it should not be down, it should not be up. So you need to maintain the table and the chair very properly, so that the angle that is maintained between your eye and your laptop screen or the computer screen is straight enough. Have roughly one arm distance from your computer screen. Resting the keyboard flat on the desk. Use an appropriate mouse. That that would really help you. Also try to use a chair which is that has a comfort and that shapes your back spinal cord. Okay, not a very straight chair or a hard. Use a chair which is cushioned well. And an armrest is very really important, because if you keep your arm hanging in the air, that is going to definitely cause you eye strain. So this is one of the very preventive measures which is recommended by the American Optometric Association. Very simple and very easy. How can we prevent the digital eye strain? They say a 20-20-20 rule. Okay, 3 20s. So what is that 20-20-20? It is like you should take a break of 20 seconds. Take a break of 20 seconds every 20 minutes. So every after 20 minutes, you take a break of 20 seconds. You look at a distance of 20 feet away. So everybody might not have a 20 feet away distance in their room, might be not. So you can look at the largest or the farthest distance in your room. So whatever is the farthest distance in your room, you can look at that distance. Every after 20 minutes, you can take a break of 20 minutes. So that will really help, and that will make you make a different habit in you of frequent blinking, and will definitely keep you happy and relaxed also. Because if we continuously keep on working and we are not at all bothered what is happening on the left and what is happening on the right, definitely that is going to cause you stress also. So follow this rule, and I am very much sure that this will really help. So every 20 minutes, you take a break for 20 seconds and then look at something which is farthest distance in your room and blink for 20 times. Moving ahead, talking about the appropriate refractive correction, as I've already spoke about, that wear the correct spectacle and the contact lenses, consult your nearby optometrist or ophthalmologist, and do not ignore your eye problems. If you're even facing a very small issue, you should take it as a priority. And you should prioritize your eye checkup, frequent eye checkups, at least 6 months, or once in 8 months. That is really must. Now, coming to the very important topic that we all say, that ma'am, should I use a blue filter? Should I use a protector over my screen? Or the blue filter in our mobile phones, are they really helpful? Studies show that definitely those blue light filtering lenses are helpful. There are very contradicting results on this as well. However, the studies show that blue light filtering lenses uh, help to emit the blue radiations, the spectrum blue light, which is coming from the digital device, and this reduces the symptoms of the digital eye strain. So whatever symptoms that we are talking since long time, so we can reduce these symptoms using a blue filter lens. Blue light from the digital device may contribute to the symptoms of visual fatigue and increase your effort to maintain the visual focus. So they basically say that the visual fatigue is reduced, and by increasing the effort that we are going to maintain the visual focus. The visual focus is maintained. Now, if we say about how I'm going to improve my blink and am I using the right filter, definitely I would say if you are using if you're using a blue filter lens, just get it from get a not very expensive one, but get an authentic one. Do check with the laser blue light that whether it is emitting the blue light or not at least. Okay, this is what we can do at our end. Now, what we can do to improve the blink rate. So definitely, the rule which I told previously, 20-20-20. Who is going to remember that every 20 minutes I need to look at 20 feet and I need to blink at for 20 times. So we will not remember this definitely. So what we can do is we can set up the reminders. We can use there are few available apps as well that will set reminders for you on your desktop, on your mobile phone, that will prompt you that you should blink now. And you can also set some audio prompts. They will the audio that will prompt out that you need to blink now, it's already 20 minutes. So you can use those things that are really creative, and I feel that that definitely these few habits will help us improvise. There is one important thing, that is wink glasses. What does this glass do? That every after 20 minutes, there is a particular setup. This is a Japanese glass actually, manufactured by Japanese association, one of the Japanese associations. The glass is, the person works on a computer wearing this glass, and this glass automatically fogs up for about 0.1 seconds. So what happens, this fogs up and the person gets reminded of that, no, now it's time to blink. So that was really nice. I doubt if we are really having this in our country. But we can check if we can order this online. But however, not to go for this different equipment, we can just set reminders on screen prompt, audio prompt, that would really help. Go for anti-reflection screens. Okay, the screen which is not going to give a lot of glare. Sit at a place where you don't have the illumination coming from back. If I have a window behind me and that the light is falling on my screen, definitely that is going to reflect and cause me some glare. Okay, so prefer sitting away from the windows, and use the anti-reflection screens that will also help you to reduce your eye fatigue. Now, managing the symptoms of ocular dryness, if at all you have really, getting sore eyes, dryness in your eyes, you're not able to, open your eyes, there is a lot of soreness in your eyes, you can definitely use some lubricating eye drops. Although you should consult an optometrist or an ophthalmologist that will guide you properly. It is not like, just Google search that dryness ke liye kaun sa drop lena and then you just start using that. So definitely it will not, don't do the Google thing. Definitely go for an eye checkup. You can use the lubricating eye drops. Most of the lubricating eye drops come with preservatives. There are a lot of preservatives in that. So make sure if you are having any eye drop that you are using, and you should open it and seal it tight after your use. Make sure that you do not use the same bottle for more than 1 month. If you are using some eye drops like Refresh Tears or Gentle eye drops, you should not use that for more than 1 month because those are preservatives and then that is going to cause, hazardous effects on your eyes. Studies have also shown that omega-3 fatty acids or the blueberry extract have known to relieve the dry eyes. However, it is among the patients who are having very severe dry eyes, not not like they're not as we are talking about the digital eye spray, but a very severe dry eyes. So at that particular time, ophthalmologists do recommend this. So before even using any appropriate lubricant, please consult the appropriate person. Do not just go to the chemist and just get one. So you should make sure that it doesn't have any harm effects on your eye. So I would like to conclude by saying that what you must follow. So switch over if you have long conversations to be done. Do not keep texting, You can definitely switch to a phone call. That will definitely reduce your digital device strain, meaning that it will reduce your time spent on the digital device. So switch to the phone call over long messages. If you have to text somebody, you're talking everything on the text, better you switch to a phone call. It is also mandatory that you take frequent breaks. So the 20-20-20 rule you should follow. If you have some videos to watch, try if you can listen using some podcasts. Podcasts or the audio stimulus is also known to cause has a very positive effect. It's not always like visually things are better. Sometimes audio things are also very much attractive and worth learning. So try shifting to podcasts. Read a textbook before you sleep rather than your WhatsApp messages. And I know it is very hard to practice, but if you trust me, if you can do this for 1 week at least, then definitely you develop a habit of that. Every Sunday, every Saturday time, go for a walk in nature, explore yourself, just not sit in front of the digital device and in that rat race, in that competition. Do explore yourself and follow the correct practices. I would like to thank this platform for giving me this opportunity, and I also want to acknowledge our Dean, CSHS, Dr. Preeti, for encouraging me to present here before all of you. Thank you so much. I'm happy to take any questions. So prioritize your eye checkup, and you can use this simple practices to keep your eyes healthy. Very just if you can follow one or two of them at your workplace, definitely it is going to impact. So we have one question that I am a regular lens user. Any tips for me? So, ma'am, are you using contact lenses or the spectacle lenses? Contact lenses. Okay. So if you are using contact lenses, I think you can definitely use contact lenses. I would not say that stop using contact lenses. You can try to use the contact lenses which are silicon hydrogel. There are two different types, or you can say that the material of the contact lens. The contact lens that you're placing inside the eye. You can use a silicon hydrogel contact lens, which you can use for approximately 16 to 18 continuous hours. You can also use a lubricant over your contact lenses that is a preservative free. So there are few tear lubricants available in the market which are without preservatives, so that will not hamper your contact lens surface. Okay, so that would be the appropriate one. I hope I have answered your question. Thank you all of you for your positive feedback. Another question is, what is the best medicine for dry eyes? Here, I would not recommend any medicine for dry eyes. I would recommend that you should go for a checkup, because you cannot judge what eye problem you're facing inside your eye, right? So you can go to a nearby optometrist, or you can even consult an optometrist at a clinic at CSHS. You can have a visit over there. You can, we can assist you with that. So what eye drop you can use, that would be fine. Thank you all of you for your positive feedback. Do you have any other questions? Thank you, KK sir, for this opportunity. Signing off now. Thank you. Bye bye, everybody. Take care. Stay